Hello everyone, this is Leimomi, Keliikuli, Intuitive Soul Alignment Coach here, and I wanted to jump on here on a live stream to talk about for my Soul Alignment Manifestation live stream show. And I wanted to talk about just how can starting to talk with your inner circle spirit guides can actually start to help you to create a lot more revenue and sales in your business by actually connecting with them. So if you just jumped on in, just say hello, just so that you know that, so I just know that you're listening, and also just share with me if you have any questions along the way. So one of the things that I just want to tell you guys a cool story, basically, of how this all really works. And usually we think that we just need to do everything by ourselves, but honestly, we create with teams of guides and people with us all the time, but we actually don't really have the chance to acknowledge them because we think that they're very intangible, or there's I don't know, we just have our illusions about them, honestly. And really, they've always been there. Your inner circle spirit guides have always been there for you. And I think we kind of forget that we actually have extra support, just just like your family members. They're just there, right? We don't think about them until we're like, oh my God, they're not there. I don't have support. Why don't I have support, right? These kind of questions, you start thinking in your mind when you feel lonely, or when you feel like things are just not working out and you don't know why. And a lot of it's just because you just need to connect with your inner circle spirit guides. But first I need to explain to you about the different ways that you can actually utilize your guides, master teachers, and angels, and all of this spiritual stuff, and tell you the difference. So we have our soul, our main soul, and our spirit, right? So our spirit originally wanted to show up in a certain way, whether it was in a particular vibration, a particular way of expressing your divine nature. So knowing your direct soul's gift, what you're originally made of, that is so important for you to align to, because when you know what your spirit is made of, then you know what your people are actually aligning to, whether it's in your life or your business, right? So you have a primary or secondary type of energy, right? And then so that's your soul, your main kind of soul. And then you've got your higher self. We call it your higher self, right? Your higher self is basically kind of like your spirit, right? But it's actually the expanded version of you, the one that kind of oversees a lot of the things that you're tangibly doing, and telling you over the mountain, tell you go left, go right, don't go there because it doesn't feel good, and that kind of gut feelings or those intuitive stuff. That's usually your higher self talking to you anyway. But then you've got your inner circle spirit guides, are actually the ones that are directly come to this as a mission to help you evolve your soul's evolution. So just like you have a purpose, you came to earth for a certain purpose. You want to express yourself in a certain way. But then you've got your your inner circle spirit guides, where their purpose is to help specifically you, but then you're not connecting with them, so all they're doing is just kind of guiding you whenever it's really important to help you, right at the very moment when you're just I need help, and you're calling for help, and then they come and they help you, right? But actually, if you're continuously talking and conversating with them every day, you wouldn't miss each other. You wouldn't feel well, I don't know, if I'm supposed to take that action or not. You can just go ask, is this in the highest alignment for me to do this right now? Is this good for me? For the bigger picture that you see my soul needs to evolve with. And you just can have a conversation. It's actually not scary. It's actually just a normal person, that you can talk to about your issues. Because they're actually usually 5D or 6D, dimensional levels. And so they actually have been talking with you, but they are this higher aspect of yourself, and they're not separate. We're all, all our guides, all our master teachers, our angels, all of them, we are all oneness. So it's just that you've disconnected and you thought they're super separate, but they're actually not. So when you're connecting with that, with your inner circle spirit guides, they're going to actually help you with some of the tangible things, because they're not like your angels who are like 7D or 9D or 10D and above. They are just pure energy, so they don't actually understand all this complicated, limited stuff that you're experiencing. You see what I'm saying? So we have like that higher aspects of our angels and our guardian angels and all those like higher levels of ourself. But like I said again, like they're holding at a much higher vibration, so they don't really understand all those small little things. They can just, like whenever you connect with them, and the first thing that they say is like, be peaceful, or I am source, and you're like, yeah, I am source, I'm peaceful, right? Like it's like duh, like, but that's how they talk. They just really operate from a very universal truth. So their language is so kind of like grandiose, and we're just like, okay, what does that mean, right? So that's why, like, talking to your guardian angels and your angels, like Nina is asking, is the same as guardian angels? It's a bit different. Your inner circle spirit guides from your guardian angels. They're really, guardian angels are there to protect you specifically. Like that's what their role is. They protect you, right? So like, let's say, so your angels and your guides and your master teachers, like they have a particular role, and they help many souls all at once. They're multidimensional, so like they can be like in different places all at once, right? So like they're helping everybody, but they can only help you so much because they operate from a bigger expanded state. Just like talking with the Galactic Council, where they know exactly like where you are put in the pawn of the entire universe as a game piece, right? You all each know what parts is what your soul is. The Galactic Council knows your bigger core divine mission. So you have to know why you're talking to them and what for, because they can only operate at a consciousness of energy, because it's light, sound, and vibration, right? We are all made of light, sound, and vibration. They are at a different frequency, and so they can only speak to you in the frequency that makes sense. So that's why connecting with your higher self, with your soul directly, even parts of your oversoul, like overlooking that part, is so important to know the difference. And then when you speak to them, you can speak to language directly, right? But your inner circle spirit guides, like I'm saying, like they know very tangible things. They probably even had experiences of these things before. You know what I'm saying? So they can kind of have an understanding, well, okay, I'm not making money right now. Why would that be? And you literally just have to have a conversation, just like you're talking with your friends or your family, but each of them all speak according to their own unique nature, their own divine gift. So like, let's say like you're talking to guide number 6, and guide number 6 is like all about love and connection, and like how to like make good relationships. And then, but then you have like a question that's about business related stuff. And so like the question that you're asking that guy number 6 is, you're like, I don't know what you're talking about, because I only know that you just gotta love everybody, right? So like, this is how we talk to our guides. We're actually talking and getting the wrong information in a way, and it's very vague. But if you talk specifically to them, and you're actually asking them, because they're very their gift is they're very systematic, they're business oriented, they know how to like structure things, like then you go talk to that guide, right? You don't ask for advice from somebody who doesn't know anything about finances or business stuff, right? Like you're gonna ask a financial advisor. It's the same thing. So that's why actually this is how you can create revenue very easily. It's because when you ask the specific questions, not just in a very, very vague way, you just like, oh, like, let's see what they're going to say. They're actually going to try to speak with you, but when you give, like, they cannot operate to help you if you don't allow the free will for them to talk back to you, right? So you actually kind of have to offer and say like, please help me. I would like to know about X, Y, and Z. How can I make more money in this way? And what you would notice is they would just start talking. They would say, oh, why don't you try to set up this group program? Oh, why don't you like create this opt-in? I mean, if that's like what's coming through. I don't know what's going to come through, but they're talking to you. They're messaging you in a way that can be very tangible, but you have to figure out how to speak it, how they're actually sharing that information with you, right? So, hi Pollyanna, hi Fanny, hi Stacy, hi Camila, Carolyn, Tarai, hi Andrea. Oh, there's a lot of you on here. Patrice, hi Leslie, Catherine, Victoria. Oh my gosh, you guys are all here. Maria, Carolyn. Hello, hello, hello. Hi Vanessa, my love. My wifey. Oh, my son's showing his little owl. You got an owl?
I want to buy.
Yeah.
I want to buy
He got an owl, I guess, at the store. Oh, it's a bank. He can paint his little like owl here. Cool. It's beautiful, honey. Okay, mommy's talking. Mommy's talking. Okay. I come later. I help you later.
Cool.
Hi, Sarah. Okay. Anyway, what was I saying? Okay, I was talking about, you know, how you can use them, right, to actually come up with ideas to, you know, create revenue. So, but you're actually, what I found is like when you're talking directly and asking those kind of questions, like sometimes the clarity comes in the middle of you actually setting things up. So like, let's say they say, okay, like let's start your group program. Then you're like, well, what the heck is my group program about? And then they say, go type on your computer. So then you just start typing and then you're like, oh, wow, this thing is about visibility. It's about being vulnerable. It's about storytelling. It's about like marketing. It's about like, and then you just like downloading all of that information. And then the next thing you know, like, okay, well, who the heck am I going to sell this to, right? Then they tell you, okay, the next action would be go on a live stream and talk about this. And then you just start talking about this new program or like educating your audience about something, giving value, like what I'm doing with you guys right now. And then it's organically coming through and you're channeling it and you feel in really like in alignment to it. And you start aligning to it. And then next thing you know, somebody's like, oh my God, like I love that program. When are you going to do it? And you're like, okay, I don't know. I think I need to like launch it very soon. So, and then you're like, okay, well, let me just give you a link for the payment. Let's, you know, make the payment for that. Like you can literally come up with any kind of thing on the fly. As long as it's aligned to you and your guides are kind of like helping you to see, but you cannot do it without asking sometimes. You don't know it until like you're in the middle of it. So if you allow yourself to be guided, like step by step, you're going to be shown as long as you're open to your guides in a way. So this is why actually you need to know who your inner circle spirit guides are. And that's what actually I look in your Akashic records. I have to actually look at what their main divine gifts is and then how they impulse you and like how they speak with you, because there's actually a very unique way that they've been impulsing you all this time. And they probably have been helping you like when you had car accidents, when you had like you know, like no money in your bank account or stuff like that. But then when you actually have the clarity of like the frame of reference of what they do and how they help you, maybe even get their name or like you got to practice. You honestly got to practice like asking and getting clear about that. So actually in my program, that's what I help help you do is like get clear on what your spirit guides are talking to you about. And so in my group program, actually the highest psychic gifts, activating your highest psychic gifts 30-day program, and there I actually share if you take the VIP option, actually I share with you how to talk directly to your inner circle spirit guides, what their soul profile is. Because when you do know the specifics and also know your soul's blueprints, it's going to activate at a much and help you actively like be at a higher level than you normally are, like starting to use your gifts in that way. So I hope this was helpful. Was it helpful, you guys? I know I explained a lot of different things. So if you just jumped on, go watch the replay. I explained a bit about the difference of why you need to know the different parts of your spirit guide and stuff like that, and what they actually do and how they impulse you in a certain way, you really do need to start feeling into them, because they're honestly there. They're like there 24/7, but you're just not asking the right questions, or you're just not sure about their way of expressing, right? So I found that I'll tell you a story about that. So when I was really like having a hard time in terms of making revenue, I remember there was a part where there was just this dry spell, and I was like, I don't know what the heck I need to do. And so of course I connected with Source, and I asked for permission, like, I give you permission to help me, because actually they cannot help you if you don't allow, you know, them to help you. Like, you have to actually hand over and surrender yourself and say, like, God, I need help. And so this is actually way before I even know anything about my spirit guides or anything like that. And I think I was in the middle of this, like, I was just really depressed and tired, and I was like, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. And so in the middle of what was I doing? I think I was like in the shower or something like that. And I was like, God, like, help me. Like, we need to make money. We need to, like, figure things out. Like, what can I do? And so, like, immediately I heard this voice. And I know I heard this voice before because I knew, like, I've been connecting with other kind of guides too, but, like, I never really tried to connect with my inner circle spirit guides. And so in the middle of that, taking the shower, I was like, cool, like, okay, so he's telling me something. And I remember he said very clearly, like, go and go outside. So I went outside, and I was like, what am I doing outside? I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, right? So I just, like, was following the prompts. And what happened was I ended up just following, like, step by step different things. And what it added up to later on was he was showing me a new kind of program that I was going to make. And you know what it actually turned out into? It turned out like learning about and connecting with spirit guides, and also learning about the soul's gifts. So this was actually before I started my business, and I didn't really understand all of this stuff, like how that works. And then this actually is what led me into reading the blueprints, the divine soul blueprints and the Akashic records, and, like, learning about those things, because I've studied, like, Reiki and, like, Dreamtime healing work or all kinds of other modalities, but I didn't know, like, how that worked in order to talk with my guides. So what actually happened was I created this really cool program, and I can tell you, like, right after I launched the thing, I think I made like 10K, like, just because I just, like, was listening to all the voice and, like, whatever, like, I was told in a way, like, that was downloaded. But it was also my self-expression. It was just not only my guides, right? They were telling me all these very specific things, and I was like, cool. Like, if I listen to the prompts and I'm actually very open to it, I'm pretty sure, like, I can create the money. So this is what I've been teaching my clients, is that you seriously, if you just talk with them, they tell you, like, what is this missing pieces that you may not be seeing. It's so clear, crystal clear, once you start learning how to engage in that way. And then you just have to figure out how to make it more tangible, though. Like, some guides, they obviously are not very systematic, and they don't know, like, okay, what kind of program you're going to be making. You are the one that's going to structure it in a way that makes sense to your audience and what messaging that you're giving to your people, to your tribe. But the ideas and the inspiration is actually coming to you all the time, and it's actually normally coming from your guides. So if you're learning how to connect in that way, they're just going to share with you the missing pieces that you might be missing. And honestly, you have to be super open about it. Like, I thought, like my programs that I'm doing now, it's so, like, different than the way that I was doing things before. And because I'm following that alignment, and I'm following the way that it's going to flow with the rest of my business systems, now I can see the bigger picture. Like, oh my God, like, I'm doing this program and this program. This is the first step, the second step. This is my ambassador program. This is, like, like, I wouldn't have known that if I didn't ask for guidance from my guides. So that's what I want you to do. I want you to try that. Like, go and speak with your guides. And they're honestly there. You just gotta, like, connect, and you can use your clairaudience, your clairvoyance, your claircognizant, this inner knowing, inner, like, feeling, You might see something. They might like talk to you because they really talk to you in light, sound, and vibration. So you just need to figure out like what they're trying to say. So like let's say you see an image of a bird and you see like and you feel something in your solar plexus, and like you have to actually be able to decipher what the heck that means. Or sometimes you can just do a reading for somebody else, and then like through those kind of readings you'll learn what those pieces actually are saying to you. What does that mean? Okay, it's freedom. It's like I need more freedom. I need to like create more freedom for myself, or I need, I don't know, more tangible things in my life. I need to have like lemon water more, or like your body, your mind, and your spirit is actually operating in oneness all the time, but you're just separated. You've separated yourself and your gifts in a way that you cannot understand what they're saying. So this is a really cool thing, right? Because it's super organic, but this is where you're going to actually create more revenue, is by being able to speak with them. All right, that's my spiel for today. I just wanted to share that with you because I just got this like download of information about like how to use them in terms of creating revenue. So if you really want to know more about like how to do this, definitely come jump into my group program that's starting on November 1st, which is Activate Your Highest Psychic Gifts. And it's really about expanding yourself in a way where you can use your soul-aligned manifestation, like your unique way of your blueprints, and take that and just soar with it. I really want you to soar with it. And a part of the VIP part of the package is if you do that, then you can know about your inner circle spirit guides. I do the reading, I record it for you. And I also do a big clearing, and I actually help activate some of your higher psychic gifts using the vortex energies in Maui here. Let's see. Yeah, so those are like some of the bonuses. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the link at the bottom so you guys just can check it out and see. And if you have any other cool questions about this, feel free to reach out to me. And you guys have an amazing night and or day wherever you're at, and have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. Right? Aloha.